Jim Conlon here from RCB Radio Sport Ireland. Sean, I spoke to Grant McCann last year when Dan Crowley arrived at the club. And I was speaking to Dan, I was speaking to Grant, and I asked Grant about Dan's international ambitions. And he said, there's a lad here, a defender here, he says, who has a burning ambition to wear the green jersey for Ireland at international level. His name is Sean McLaughlin. He'd do anything for the call, to get the call up. Is that still the case, Sean? Are you still hoping and chomping at the bit that Stephen Kenny will be on the phone to you?
Of course, yeah. It's obviously a massive dream. You know, when you're young, growing up, you dream of playing for Ireland. And I think, to be fair to the manager, Stephen Kenny, he has shown since he's taken over that he's not afraid to give people a chance. We see the likes of, you know, Jamie McGrath up in Scotland. You know, he's someone that I played with 21s. He's getting a chance and obviously doing really well. So for me, it's something that, you know, if I, you know, folks take game by game and play well each game, those kind of things tend to take care of themselves. So I just have to make sure that I'm playing to the best of my ability and that I'm, you know, on the radar for them. And yeah, if it happened, then obviously it would be like unbelievable feeling, a massive dream. But it's one of those things that, you know, hopefully in the future at some stage it will happen.
Yeah, and Sean, just in terms of biding your time, you've had to wait your time. Last year, you sort of a breakthrough sort of spell. Then one or two players came back from injury. You had to wait your time. It started this season as well. You had to wait your opportunity. But since you've come in, you've sort of held the jersey. And speaking to Grant earlier on, he was very impressed that since you've come in, that time you've made the position your own. You've been able to fight off a stubborn sort of competition in terms of, and making the step up to the championship from League One. Obviously, it's a higher standard again, so that must fill you with a great sense of confidence that you're up against strikers of the caliber of what West Brom have, what Fulham have, for example, in Mitrovic, and you're able to maintain your spot in a higher division.
Yeah, it's obviously one of those ones where you're not playing. It's very frustrating, but you have to you can either go one of two ways. You can, you know, go into your shell, or you can stay performing each day in training. And it's one of those ones where I had to make sure that each day I was, you know, training well, doing my gym properly. And if the opportunity comes, then I have to be ready for it, you know. And it is hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel when you're not playing for a long period of time. But obviously I've gotten the team now. I made sure that when I got my chance, I did well. And now it's basically up to me, you know, how the rest of my season goes. And I definitely, you know, don't want to come out of the team. I know the feeling that when you're on the bench or whatever. So the aim for me really is to stay in the team for the rest of the season. Simple as that, really.
Yeah, and Sean, just two more. Just on that sort of determination, when you're not getting the opportunities, obviously the easiest option is maybe to look and go to manager and say, listen, I need first team football, I have ambitions, can I maybe take a loan, maybe drop down a division or stuff. But you stood the test of time, you fought out, and now you've been rewarded and playing at a higher division again, obviously. So obviously you must have feel that when times were tough, you still made the right choices to stay on and wait for that opportunity to come your way.
Yeah, exactly. And the manager, to be fair, over the time I've been here, he's said nothing but good things, you know, about me. Whenever I go and chat to him, he says that I'm firmly in his plans. And, you know, you put your trust in the manager, basically, that he will give you the opportunity. And, you know, probably took a bit longer than I would have hoped for. But, you know, last year we won the league. You can't really change a winning team. So I understood that. And this year when the opportunity came about, you know, he gave me the chance. And yeah, hopefully I have repaid him, and then I can repay him in the future with some good performances.
And finally, for me, Sean, do you feel the championship obviously is a catalyst for you, for your career to even go further? You mentioned your international ambitions there. We see Darragh Lenihan doing very well with Blackburn Rovers as centre half as well. Do you feel maybe being pitted against strikers like Mitrovic from Fulham and being able to hold your own in those areas might bring you further along the thoughts of Stephen Kenny going forward? Are those the sort of players you sort of target to yourself? Well, if I can do really well against a Mitrovic, for example, that obviously the management, international management would take notice?
Yeah, I think so. Like, as I was saying before, like, they're the players that you want to test yourself against and to prove that you're at their level, if not above, you know. And obviously the championship is a really tough league, some quality players who have been at international level, Premier League level. So to be to be playing week in, week out is, you know, unreal, and you get to learn on the job and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely, I think, you know, as the games come thick and fast, you want to prove yourself against the top players. And I think if you're putting in good performances for a long period of time, people do start to recognise. So yeah, but obviously you have to kind of focus on game by game. And, you know, we've got a massive one on Sunday now, so we're kind of all looking forward to that one.
Cheers, Sean. I'll pass you on to someone else.